now is Colonel Buzz Aldren, and I know you've probably had this question asked you before, and I really enjoyed what you had to say about the space program, but what was it like to plant the flag on the surface of the moon?
Well, you know, there isn't any air up there. So a flag doesn't stick out like that unless there's a bar that comes up that's to fit it. So we thought we had it all figured out, except, you know, you have to put the two pieces together to the flagpole, right. And then you have to stick it in the ground. And what we didn't know was that the ground, the surface, the soil of the moon doesn't support things very well when you put them in this way. So we really had to sort of tip it over, and it was very precariously balanced. But I think that that's just a superficial description of what it's like to plant an American flag on the moon. I think there's so much more to it when one thinks of the symbolism of what it really means to be selected and to have the responsibility to put that first American flag on the moon. And I know that it's something that we will always feel most proud to be able to have been a part of doing that on behalf of the American people. And we're hoping that we can get the space program moving in a very ambitious way and set some reasonable objectives and then move swiftly to carry them out. And that way I think we can have leadership in the next century.
When do you think the space shuttle will be going in full swing again?
Well,
it's hard to say.
Sometime during next year, we certainly hope. The sooner the better. It's possible that it could make it in the June period, but I'm really not involved in those decisions. I would say that I'm very surprised that it has taken so long when supposedly we had an operational system at the time that we had a failure in the booster rocket, and looking at the extent of the changes that have been made in it, it hardly seems as though it takes 2.5 years to do that.
And what about Mars? How soon? Well, what do you think?
It's a red planet, and it's going to be occupied by people with red flags unless we watch our step. I think we're very much on the verge of losing leadership, losing the initiative in space accomplishments. And that happens to be a disadvantage in a free society because we don't know what it is they plan to do. But whenever we sit and debate and make a decision as to what we're going to do, they know precisely what we're going to do 10 years ahead of time. Yeah. And it seems like it's taking longer and longer to accomplish major achievements. In the 60s, it only took us a little over 8 years to go to the moon when we hadn't even put anything together to do that. And it certainly doesn't seem like it ought to take another 12 years to get back to the moon, but that's the way we're operating right now. And I think something has to change, or we're not going to be leaders in the next century.
One last question. I know we stand on Earth and we look at the moon all the time. In a few words, what is it like to stand on the moon and look back at Earth?
Well, to you guys down here, it may seem like we're standing on our heads, but we look up here from the moon to see where you are.
Right.
And it's an awesome experience. There are no colors there. It's a rather desolate surface. The only thing that's there that has any order to it, really, are the spaceships that we brought. And that's why I use the terminology of magnificent desolation. It's magnificent to get to a place like that, but it sure is a rather hostile and desolate environment.
Congratulations on your lifetime of achievements, and thank you for taking some time to talk with us. Thank you so much.